Hey guys, I'm Benjamin and you're watching another video of The Guide, our tutorial series on FIFA 19, and in this video I want to show you a finishing technique which we call the TwoTouch Finesse. And why do we call it the TwoTouch Finesse? Because you have two touches, the first one to accept the ball, to set up the finish, and the second one to finesse it into the goal. It's not super total overpowered, but it's very efficient and also easy to learn and master, and additionally it will help you to get comfortable with the new feature timed finishing. There are some underlying concepts like the ball acceptance, how to set up a shot, and also physical momentum, which we will also explain later as part of the guide. So make sure to check out the video description to see these videos as well. And now we'll start with some examples. So as you can see, the TwoTouch Finesse is a technique to accept the ball and then set it up for a finesse shot. And it's very strong because A, it's very quick, and B, the finesse shots are very strong at the moment. And additionally, it's quite easy to hit the time finishing green on these ones. So as you can see, almost every time I'm able to hit a green timed finish. The TwoTouch Finesse consists of two major steps. The first one is setting up the shot, and you do it by the ball acceptance. So this is how you determine the direction and also in what kind of position you're going to take the finesse shot. The second step is performing the finesse shot. And right after the ball acceptance, you start to power up your shot and press R1 or RB. And it's very important to do it right after your player touched the ball, because this will give you a very good time window to perform a timed finishing. You can do it without time finishing, but your success rate will be much higher if you get a good timed finishing. If you're struggling with the time finishing or you need more information about it, we already have a tutorial video about this. Click on the eye on the top right corner or the link in the video description. Depending on your position, you can vary how much you power up your shot, but I would recommend at least 2 bars. The first step, setting up the shot, is very important for the success rate of the TwoTouch Finesse. And there are several factors that you have to consider when you're doing it. The first one is you have to get in a good position for a finesse shot. So you have to think ahead in what kind of way can you accept the ball to be in a very good finesse spot afterwards. And it's not always possible to accept the ball in such way. So as you can see in these examples, I failed to accept the ball in a way that I'm now able to be in a good position to finesse. The next factor is the player that you're going to take the shot with. How good is his finesse shot? What's his strong foot? And how good is his weak foot? You have to keep his abilities in mind and you have to think ahead. Is my player able to perform a finesse shot with a high success rate from that position? Another very important factor are obviously the opponent players. You have to avoid them, otherwise they're able to tackle the ball or to block the shot. And obviously you won't score if that's the case. At least most of the time. So you should set up the shot in a way that the opponent players are less likely to get access to the ball. One more important thing, in all these examples I didn't press sprint when my player touched the ball. This way he will have a much tighter control of the ball and will be able to do the finesse shot right after. It's possible to do this technique with the sprint button, but it changes the distance for the second touch and therefore also the timing. So you want to use it in different situations, for example when you have to maintain the pace. In this example, it all comes together. I pass the ball to Fabinho and I'm not really able to accept the ball in a way that I afterwards have a good finesse shot position. And additionally, Fabinho doesn't have very good shooting stats, so I don't want to shoot with him. Therefore, I pass the ball to Mkhitaryan. And now I would be able to set up finesse shot, either to the near post or to the far post. But in both cases, opponent players would be in the way and have a high chance of tackling the ball or blocking the shot. That's why I continue playing, do a quick 1-2, and right after I'm in a much better position. There's only one opponent player now, and when I accept the ball in that direction, I'm in the perfect position for a finesse shot to the far post. So now it's time for the TwoTouch Finesse. The first touch for the setup and the second one for the green time finish finesse shot. The pros for this technique, it's a very fluid motion and therefore it's very quick, so it doesn't take a lot of time to perform a TwoTouch Finesse and it's hard to defend because of this. As mentioned several times, with this technique it's very easy to perform a good timed finishing. And it's because of the setup, the timing window and also the shooting animation is always quite similar, so it's easier for you to hit the timing. And also this is a good way for you to train the time finishing and to get more comfortable with it. On the other side, it's sometimes hard to get in a position for a two-touch finesse. And the better your opponent player is defending, the harder it will get, because he doesn't give you as much space as needed. And this is also because it's somewhat limited in what kind of ways you can accept the ball to set up the two-touch finesse. But this leads us to the final segment, the pro tip. You can and you should use the ball acceptance to outmove your opponent. So here the pass to Wijnaldum, and at the moment the game direction is to the bottom. So now I do the ball acceptance to drastically change the direction of my player, to surprise my opponent and to be in a perfect spot for a finesse shot right after. The two-touch finesse shot is a very powerful but also flexible technique. You can use it outside of the box, inside of the box, after a free kick, as you wish. As soon as your opponent is doing a misstep, you can use this to score a goal. As mentioned before, there are some underlying concepts, for example how to surprise your opponent with a ball acceptance or how to do a good finesse shot, which we'll explain later as part of the guide, so make sure to check out the video description. You can also find information on our private coaching with top 100 or elite players. I hope this video was helpful. If this is the case, please leave a like and also subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to not miss any videos of the guide. Thanks for your attention, keep a clean sheet, I'm out.